Welcome to Tier 2 of the Cryptocurrency Iceberg. First off, I would highly recommend that if you haven't seen the video of Tier 1, you watch that video first. A lot of the stuff we talk about in Tier 1 is expanded in Tier 2 and also in future tiers. So this video will make a lot more sense if you have already seen the first one. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. I also want to point out that Tier 2 is very long. Because of this, I've decided to split the tier into two parts. So just keep in mind that this video will only include some of the entries from Tier 2. Also, I am still looking for help with this iceberg. If you have any ideas on additional entries that could be made to it, please leave a comment below or check out the full iceberg on icebergcharts.com and make a proposal there. With all that out of the way, let's jump right into Tier 2. Tier 2 of the iceberg is meant to cover topics that are a little more niche, but are still overall very important to know and understand in regards to crypto. Also, all the entries in this tier are mostly widely known things in the crypto space, so we won't be getting into anything super niche yet. Just like in Tier 1, quite a few of the entries in this tier are going to be expanded on in different ways farther on down the iceberg. So just keep that in mind as we go through these entries. The first entry on Tier 2 is Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto is the single most important name in the entire cryptocurrency space. Satoshi Nakamoto is the pseudonym used by the person or group that originally created Bitcoin. So you have Satoshi Nakamoto to thank for basically everything cryptocurrency related today. The exact identity of Satoshi Nakamoto is unknown. Some people believe Satoshi is just one person, while others think Bitcoin must have been developed by an entire group. Many have tried to figure out Satoshi's identity, and some even claim to be him, but the fact still remains that no one really knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is, as they seem to have gone to great lengths to keep their identity hidden. On Satoshi's profile for the P2P Foundation forum, which is one of several forums where he discussed Bitcoin on, his profile claimed that he was a Japanese man who was in his 30s during the time of his involvement with Bitcoin, although many believe that some, if not all of that information is fictitious. What we do know is that Satoshi Nakamoto was extremely intelligent and had been working on the idea for Bitcoin at least several years before its release. In the crypto space, Satoshi Nakamoto has achieved legendary status. Many look at Satoshi almost as some sort of mythical figure. He launched Bitcoin in 2009, helped develop it until 2010, turned it over to the community, and left without a trace. It has been well over a decade since we have last heard from Satoshi Nakamoto publicly, and it's likely we never will hear from him again. The story of Satoshi Nakamoto is one that almost sounds like a movie. How could the creator of one of the most valuable assets of all time never have his identity known and then leave the community without a trace? There's a lot more to talk about involving Satoshi Nakamoto, so expect to hear a lot more about him as we get deeper into this iceberg. Pseudonymous. A lot of people think that Bitcoin is completely anonymous, that the whole point of it is to hide or conceal your identity while making transactions. While this is partially true, it isn't the whole picture. Instead of being anonymous, Bitcoin is pseudonymous, meaning that while using Bitcoin, you are operating under a pseudonym. While using Bitcoin, you use wallets to transfer that Bitcoin, and every wallet has an address that identifies it. This means that if you use the same wallet over and over again, someone would be able to tell that all these transactions were made by the same person, meaning they could look through all of your transactions and know at the very least that they were all conducted by the owner of that wallet. They could even potentially figure out some of the goods and services that were purchased by looking at the wallets that were transacted with. So your identity is anonymous, but your wallet isn't. It's kind of similar to using a gamer tag. The people you game with may not even know who you are in real life, but they know you and are familiar with you because you always use the same account with the same gamer tag. Obviously, being only pseudonymous does cause some risks for the owners of wallets. Under certain circumstances, they could potentially be identified based on the transactions they have conducted. This is why some criminals have been caught when they have used Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. Satoshi Nakamoto even wrote about this issue directly in the Bitcoin white paper, stating that, as an additional firewall, a new key pair should be used for each transaction to keep them from being linked to a common owner. So in some ways, Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are more anonymous than traditional institutions, but in other ways they are much less anonymous. After all, for a cryptocurrency to work, all of its transactions need to be viewable by everyone. So remember, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are pseudonymous, not anonymous. Metaverse. The term Metaverse has really gained a lot of steam lately with large companies, like Facebook, which is now called Meta, focusing their efforts on building a metaverse. But what does that really even mean? A metaverse is this idea, typically in science fiction, of an online world where people can do all the things they do on the internet now, such as shopping, playing games, and hanging out with friends, all in one place. Typically, this idea of a metaverse is associated with immersive virtual reality gameplay. The term metaverse was first coined in the 1992 novel Snow Crash, The word metaverse can be broken down into two parts: meta, which means more comprehensive or transcending, and verse, which is short for universe, like the universe that we live in. So if you put it together, a metaverse is this idea of transcending our universe and going to the next one. The most popular depiction of a metaverse today is probably the one from Ready Player One. If you aren't familiar with it, in Ready Player One there is a large metaverse known as the Oasis. It is essentially the next evolution of our internet today. Just like how most things are done through the internet today, most things in Ready Player One are now done in the Oasis. People's entire lives revolve around the Oasis. They work, go to school, and hang out with friends all in this virtual world. And because people use VR headsets and other immersive technologies to access the Oasis, it really mimics being in the real world. So when you hear the term metaverse, the idea most people are thinking of is something like the Oasis in Ready Player One. The problem with this term though is that it's extremely broad. A lot of companies will claim to be quote-unquote creating the next metaverse, but then they don't elaborate much on that, making it really unclear what their specific plans and goals are. So you might be thinking, yeah, the metaverse is a cool concept, but why is it on an iceberg about cryptocurrency? Good question. It's a term included so high up on this iceberg because of the relevance it plays in the crypto space today. Not only has the term metaverse become super popular, but it has also become extremely intertwined with cryptocurrencies. After all, if you are trying to create an economic hub in a virtual world, you will need a currency for people to use. Cryptocurrencies are a really good option for a metaverse because they typically require little to no trust from a third party, and they exist exclusively in the digital space. For a metaverse to work, the cryptocurrency it uses needs to be something that people feel comfortable buying expensive items with, or even getting paid in. Because of this, cryptocurrencies have become the default option for companies looking to create a metaverse-style project. And actually, many of the metaverse projects that already exist are either currently using a cryptocurrency as their main currency, or plan to use one when they launch, making it very likely that the idea of a metaverse and cryptocurrency will become more and more intertwined as time goes on. Market cap. Market cap, which is short for market capitalization, is an extremely important term to understand when getting into cryptocurrencies. Traditionally, market cap refers to the total dollar value of all the stocks in a company combined. So if a company has 10 shares and each share is worth $2, then the total value of the company or the market cap would be $20. In cryptocurrency, you do the same thing, except instead of shares in a company, you would be looking at each coin. So let's look at Bitcoin as an example. If each Bitcoin is worth $20,000 and there are 19 million coins, then you could take that $20,000 and multiply it by 19 million to get 380 billion. So the total market cap of Bitcoin at $20,000 is around $380 billion. So the market cap is the value of every Bitcoin currently in existence combined. Market cap is really important to be familiar with because it lets you know how valuable an asset really is. The price of each individual coin is really irrelevant. What really matters is the value of each coin compared to how many of that coin exist. So, if there were only 100 coins of a specific cryptocurrency, and each coin was worth $1 million, it would not be more valuable than Bitcoin, even though at first glance it may look that way. The actual market cap of that cryptocurrency would only be 100 million, because 100 coins multiplied by 1 million for each coin is only $100 million. So if you divided that market cap up into 19 million coins, which is roughly the number of Bitcoins currently circulating, then you would only get around $5.26 per coin, showing you just how minuscule the value of this hypothetical coin is in comparison to Bitcoin. So the important thing here is to always judge cryptocurrencies in terms of market cap rather than by value of each individual coin, because the value of a coin can be pretty misleading when market caps are always consistent. This is why cryptocurrencies are compared in terms of market cap rather than by the price of each coin. Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is measured by taking the total market cap of Bitcoin compared to the market cap of the entire cryptocurrency market. So if the market cap of Bitcoin was $500 million and the total cryptocurrency market cap was $1 billion, then Bitcoin dominance would be 50% because its market cap is half of the entire cryptocurrency market. Measuring the dominance of Bitcoin has become an important metric to keep track of for many. It can symbolize the overall health of the crypto space or just show how excited investors are about Bitcoin compared to other cryptocurrencies. It's really no secret that Bitcoin dominates the crypto space. In the early days of crypto, so around the early 2010s, Bitcoin dominance was extremely high, so high in fact that it basically made up the entire crypto market. Up until 2017, Bitcoin dominance was consistently above 80%, but since then it has fallen and is typically somewhere between 40% and 60%. For many, Bitcoin's falling dominance shows that the crypto space is continuing to grow and evolve. During the times of largest growth for crypto, we tend to see Bitcoin's dominance fall the most, mainly because new projects tend to get a lot of attention at those times. People also pay fairly close attention to the overall dominance of Ethereum, as its market cap is the only other one that even comes close to rivaling Bitcoin's. Its dominance has been a bit all over the place, but as of now it isn't uncommon to see it hover around 15 to 20%. The dominance of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies is fun to look at and will be interesting to see how they continue to change over time. Smart contracts. A smart contract is a program that is stored on the blockchain that is executed once certain conditions are met. To get a good idea of how a smart contract works, think of a vending machine. The way a vending machine works is that you put the money in it, you select the drink, and that drink comes out. Nobody else is involved in the transaction, and all of the conditions you need to meet to receive a drink, like the price of each drink and the button you need to press, have already been set. So once you do what is required of you, you receive the drink. Smart contracts function similar to this on the blockchain. Smart contracts allow for more complicated transactions to be conducted on a blockchain. And because smart contracts are stored on a blockchain, they inherit a lot of the positive aspects of them, including not requiring the trust of a third party. A really popular example of a smart contract would be an NFT. All an NFT really is a smart contract that links back to a specific file, which is typically an image. This smart contract can then be bought and sold, but because this is all done on a blockchain, there's no involvement between anybody besides the buyer and seller. If an NFT was listed for 1 Ethereum, then as soon as someone offers 1 Ethereum for it, the smart contract will be executed, meaning that contract itself will make sure the transaction takes place. 1 Ethereum will be given to the seller, and the NFT will be given to the buyer. Neither the buyer nor seller have to trust each other or a third party. A piece of code that is already written takes care of everything for them. When we talk about a blockchain like the Ethereum blockchain being programmable, one thing that we are really referencing is its ability to store smart contracts. Smart contracts play an important role in many blockchains, and the additional functionality they add to blockchain is massive. Token. Continuing on with smart contracts, we have a specific type of smart contract, a token. You've probably heard the term token a lot, and many people get the terms token and cryptocurrency mixed up. And while they are similar in many ways, they have one major difference. A token is specifically a cryptocurrency that is built on top of another blockchain. Take Ethereum, for example. When you make a transaction in Ether, you are doing so on the Ethereum blockchain, and the cryptocurrency Ether is built into that blockchain. A token, on the other hand, doesn't have its own blockchain. Instead, it is built on another already existing blockchain. This is done by creating a smart contract for it. This smart contract specifies everything that you would need to know about the cryptocurrency, like how many tokens it will have and the name of the token. The great thing about utilizing another blockchain is that it takes a lot less effort. You can easily get your cryptocurrency up and running with the benefits of an already established blockchain. This is why a lot of cryptocurrencies are built on already existing blockchains. This also benefits the original blockchain as well because it provides more value to it. NFTs are also a type of token. After all, NFT stands for non-fungible token. The big difference being that all NFTs are unique, while regular tokens typically have many identical units, just like with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Memecoins. Memecoins are pretty much exactly what they sound like. Cryptocurrencies that are based around a meme or their overall existence is just purposefully meant to be a joke. The very first and one of the largest meme coins is Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a cryptocurrency that completely revolves around the Doge meme, which was a popular meme that spread around the internet for years. The whole idea of Dogecoin was purely to be a joke. One of the creators of Dogecoin, Billy Marcus, even stated that the cryptocurrency was only created in 2 hours and that nothing was really taken into consideration when making it. Despite all of this, knowing that it was a joke, it caught on, and since its creation in 2013, it has continued to be a major player in the crypto space. It still remains a top cryptocurrency in 2022. This is because memes have power. They spread quickly, so as time has gone on, the Doge community has grown. There is also the prospect of making money off of a meme coin. If more people invest in it, the price will go up, and then you can sell and make money off of it. Because of the success of Dogecoin and the prospect of making a lot of money, others have attempted to make their own meme coins. Over the years, thousands of these coins have been created, and most of them don't go anywhere, but some have been very successful. Shiba Inu is a recent example of a meme coin that has really gained popularity. For a short while, it even overtook Dogecoin as the top meme coin, but most meme coins aren't that successful and end up becoming dead projects fairly quickly. Usually they are just a way for the creators to make a quick buck by tricking others into buying it. And that leads us into their next entry on this iceberg, which is coins, which is definitely a term that describes most meme coins. Coins can describe any cryptocurrency that has no reason to be valuable. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum exist to fulfill specific purposes, which we have discussed earlier in this iceberg, but a coin wouldn't have any real reason to be valuable. These are cryptocurrencies that are meant to just make the creators and early investors rich. Their only goal is to get as many people invested in it so the creators can cash out. The unfortunate truth is that a lot of the cryptocurrencies that are being created have no real reason to exist. It really isn't that hard to create a cryptocurrency, so a lot of people create their own, give it a funny name and logo, and hope it catches on. If it does, great, because now they can cash out. It would be like buying stock in a company that does nothing. There isn't any real value there. The second people start to lose interest in a coin structured this way, the entire thing crumbles because the only thing keeping the price up was a few investors who thought it had a funny meme that would catch on. Whale. A whale in cryptocurrency is someone who holds a massive amount of any given cryptocurrency. Typically they hold so much of an individual coin that if they were to sell their holdings, they would have a massive impact on the price. They are called whales for the obvious fact that whales are huge, and the holdings of a whale in crypto are massive. So massive in fact that everyone else's holdings seem minuscule in comparison. Usually whales are seen in a mostly negative light. After all, one person controlling a large number of coins in any given currency is the opposite of decentralization, which most cryptocurrencies strive for. Whales can easily manipulate a cryptocurrency because of their massive holdings, and if you are in a cryptocurrency that has several whales, it can be a bit scary. At any point they could cash out, leaving your holdings worth a lot less than before. Sometimes whales are seen as being smarter than your average investor, and people look to them for guidance on whether to buy or sell a specific cryptocurrency. It's pretty common to see news articles about how the second largest Bitcoin whale just bought more, or Bitcoin whales are selling, should you? Whales are a fairly big problem in the crypto space. Most cryptocurrencies suffer from some sort of whale problem, but it's to varying degrees. Bitcoin, for example, has just a little under 100 wallets that contain around 15% of all Bitcoins. Some of these wallets are held by large crypto exchanges like Binance, but it still is something that concerns many people, especially since the identities of the owners of some of these wallets are unknown. Coins like Dogecoin have the same problem but to a much larger extent. Less than 20 wallets control around half of all Dogecoins, which could end up causing a lot of problems under the right circumstances. So whales are mostly a negative thing, but for now they are just a fact of life in the crypto space. Bitcoin versus Ethereum. Bitcoin versus Ethereum is referring to this kind of ongoing rivalry within the crypto space. As we have discussed before, Bitcoin and Ethereum hold the number 1 and number 2 spots in terms of their market caps, and they are really both leagues ahead of all the other cryptocurrencies since they have both been able to maintain the top 2 spots for quite a while now, or in Bitcoin's case, since its inception. Because of the success of both of these currencies, many debate which is better and why. Now, it is extremely common for people to invest in or support both Bitcoin and Ethereum, but many have a favorite, and some refuse to invest in one of the coins altogether because they believe the other is so much better. This debate has been ongoing and will probably continue for years to come. It's just important to know that it exists and to be aware that you will definitely hear people say some nasty things about each of these cryptocurrencies if you are in the space long enough. The Flippening. The Flippening refers to a hypothetical event where the market cap of Ethereum passes that of Bitcoin's, making Ethereum the number 1 cryptocurrency, thus flipping Bitcoin. Sometimes people use this term to refer to any cryptocurrency overtaking Bitcoin, but usually it's in reference to Ethereum because that's the only cryptocurrency that even comes close to having a market cap as large as Bitcoin's. A Bitcoin flippening has never happened, but this idea has become more prevalent as Bitcoin's dominance has fallen over the last several years. Flipping has also been used more loosely to refer to other cryptocurrencies as well. For example, in October of 2021, Shiba Inu flipped Dogecoin to become the largest meme coin for a short period of time. So if one coin passes another in terms of market cap, you can say that it has flipped that coin. Will another cryptocurrency ever flip Bitcoin is anyone's guess, but the idea of a flippening occurring is definitely one that a lot of people love to discuss, and it would definitely be one of the biggest days in crypto if it did happen. In the Bitcoin versus Ethereum debate, the flippening is brought up a lot. Maximalist. A maximalist traditionally refers to someone who holds extreme views and is unwilling to compromise. Usually this is referring to politics. In the crypto space, it is referring to someone who believes one currency is the only one necessary or will be the only one that will survive. Usually you hear the term used in reference to Bitcoin maximalists. A Bitcoin maximalist believes the only necessary cryptocurrency is Bitcoin and that everything else is inferior to it. If Bitcoin maximalists are correct about the future of cryptocurrencies, then sometime in the future, Bitcoin will be the only major cryptocurrency remaining, because it will be able to accomplish all the things people want a cryptocurrency to accomplish. There are other maximalists too. For example, some people are Ethereum maximalists, which is just the same thing but with Ethereum. And really people can say they are a maximalist about any cryptocurrency, it's just not very common for a lot of others. Being a maximalist is definitely a more niche viewpoint in the crypto space. While many people prefer one cryptocurrency, usually Bitcoin over others, they are still open to believing that other cryptocurrencies can play important roles in the space and they may even invest in them. So that was part 1 of Tier 2. While we only covered a small section of Tier 2, a lot of these terms are fairly complicated and take a bit of time to explain. Also, unless you are watching this video the day it is posted, part 2 of this tier will probably already be out. So when it does come out, I'll pin a link to it in the comments, so that you can easily go over and watch that video too. There's also a full playlist of the entire iceberg in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in part 2 of Tier 2.